Hello, my fellow Odudes and Odettes. Today, we will be looking at one of our cases, Stealthy Wood. And what they do is that they sell services and automatically want to have projects and tasks created in Odoo. Doing so will help them not lose track of the work that needs to get done. Moreover, it will help streamline the handoffs between their sales and service teams, which can be contentious at times. Invoicing is also going to be simplified because the hours that they encode on tasks will automatically be embedded in the sales order, reducing the chance for errors and increasing visibility. With Odoo's native integration among projects, timesheets, sales, and invoicing, we'll have a fully integrated system working with them 100% of the time in favor of a more dynamic Stealthy Wood. So let's dive into the database and see how this will work. So now let's go look at how we configure the database to meet Stealthy Wood's needs. First, we're going to go to our products. As you can see, you can quickly type the app you were looking for. We're going to find our service. Service on timesheet is the product we care about the most at the moment. So let's go take a look at the configuration. Now, any type of product where we want to create a task in a project, etc., needs to be of service type. You have, of course, all these different options here where the other videos will cover, not today. Then you have the invoicing policy. This is quite important and is dependent on your business requirements. So prepaid fixed price is very much like what Odoo does. We sell a prepaid pack of hours, you can consume it, and we invoice you as soon as the sale is made, not anytime in the middle or later. I guess that depends on timing. Next, you have based on timesheets. Timesheets essentially is very similar to what lawyers and accountants do, where they will bill you for the work performed over time, and until that work is done, no invoicing is capable. Then you have milestones. Now, milestones is quite different in that a milestone could be the finish, the completion of the product or the project. It could also be intermediary steps, step 1, step 2, step 3, phase 1, phase 2, phase 3 as well. Now, what's unique about the milestone billing is that it is required to do it manually, as you can see here. So essentially what happens is you need to go to the order itself, and when a milestone is completed, update it manually. And the reason for that is it's all subjective based on the agreement you have with you and the customer. There's no way Odoo can know that without you telling it. So that is why it's a manual encoding. Now, we are going to go back to timesheets because that's how we decide to bill. And now we have to determine what is going to happen when we create or confirm an order. Now we have 4 options, none, so nothing. Very boring, we're not going to do that. Then you have task. And what's going to happen here is when you specify task, Odoo is going to create a task in a project. Now, of course, it's not just any random project. You have to tell it. Odoo is only as smart as we tell it. So we have after sales services. You'll notice that it is bold underlined. So whenever you see that in any field, it is required. So in this case, after sales service. But before we go further, let's see the other options. Then we have project and task. So what's going to happen here is Odoo is going to create a project per sale and create tasks. And what determines the tasks it creates is the sales order lines that you put in. So it's going to be one project per sale, again, with a task per sales order line. So all the tasks in the sales order line have to have the same configuration, rather the products have to have the same configuration across the board. And then you'll notice the project template field is not required, not bold underlined, but if you wanted to, you could, and it will duplicate and mimic that project. Very similar to the next one here, projects. It will do the same thing as task, except the sales order lines will not create tasks. It will just create a project blank. Now, if you don't want to have to set up the stages, the tasks every single time, you create a template project once, link it here, again, not required, so your choice. And so that it will mimic the stages and all the tasks that's in the template project, and so they'll be unique for each one. Now, whether you go task, project, and project is a larger question that's dependent on how your business operates. Whether you have a common service that you offer everybody, like we do at Odoo, or like a hedge trimming business, or if you have unique projects that have custom flows and custom tasks, that's when you'd go for the last 2 options. So in this case, we'll do task, we'll specify the after sales service, and we're good to go. We'll save this, and let's go see this flow in action. Go to the sales module, create a new quote. We'll just do Gemini, because why not? And then we have the order lines. So quick and easy, we can add the service on timesheets. Can't easily see it here, so let's do search more. There it is, our favorite service to offer everybody. We'll log 5 hours because why not? Good round number. It's actually even or odd, sorry. And we're good to go. Now we can send by email, go through the whole flow. Other video for that. You don't want to see that today. Then we can confirm, and confirming it's where all the magic happens. So we confirm this order, and we're automatically linked to the project and the sales associated to the sales order. Now, of course, in a small business where you wear multiple hats, I wear none, we can easily just go to this task from the sales order. But in larger organizations, this is not typically the case. The salesperson is not the same person that does the service, sorry. And this is good for, reviewing. How's my task going? How's my delivery order? Not today. So 9 dots, main dashboard. We're going to the project. And as you recall, just type, easy to search instead of, where am I going? So just project, enter. We have our after sales services. And here we go, Gemini furniture. So what happens with the nomenclature? Odoo will take the sales order number, 60, and assign it to the task with the description of the product. So if I were to change it and actually, log information and change the description, which would have been a good idea to, customize it for the client, it will add it here as well. You'll notice we sold 5 hours. You can see that with the 5 indicator in the Kanban view. More on views in another video. Dive into the task itself, and we see all the information. We can see an automatic email that's sent out, a configuration for another time, and of course, the link with a sales order here. Now, we can edit this. Green buttons always mean next action steps, so let's assign it to me. I'll be the cool kid working on this. We can log notes on the project. And if I really want to be fancy, I do a slash and I can customize and configure it as nuanced as you want. But I'm a boring person, so let's leave it as is. Now we can save it and start the clock. The easiest way to start working on this is just pressing start. One click, super simple. Now I can perform my work, all the cool actions you perform, all the service you need to do, analysis, communications, etc. Now I'm going to pause it because, I need a coffee break or a chit-chat break, as we like to call here at Odoo, where we can go talk to our friends, hang out, get ideas for how our projects are going, etc. Now when I'm ready, I can resume. Great, and it restarts the clock where I was at. Now let's stop, and you'll notice this wizard pops up where I can see the duration. Now it automatically defaulted to 15 minutes. How, you may ask? Well, we have set minimum time constraints. So we set it to 15 minutes per intervals in Odoo, and you can configure it to other intervals if you prefer. That's a business choice. We cannot tell you how to live your life. Now we can log our notes. Work, Zork, we perform. Where's the W? There it is. We perform. Obviously, there's a W. Now, one thing I forgot to do, it actually wasn't 15 minutes. I forgot to start the timer. I was really excited to get back to work. So let's make this 50 minutes. Whoops, wrong button again. There you go. And save. Great. That's one way to start and log time. The other way is if I edit and go to the timesheets tab, we can manually log more time. For example, I forgot to log time yesterday, for example, some analysis work. So change the date, analysis, and let's set the time to 1, just to make it a nice, good number. And so what happens is, the initially planned hours is what we sold, or the salesperson sold. I'm not we. Then we can see the time we logged, 1.5. And so Odoo will automatically calculate the remaining hours left, the 3.3. We can see the progress bar here, a nice visual aid for us. We can feel like we succeeded. And now we can save this, and let's go back to the Kanban view, where management likes to see everything. So we'll follow the breadcrumbs back a step to see now that 5 turned into 3.5. So it's easy to see how many hours are left, and if it's low, we can easily re-up it. Now, one thing I didn't show you was the fact that we can add a threshold so that when the pack gets low or the hours get low, we could actually inform the salesperson to make an upsell. But let's go back to the sales order to see that the time we logged has updated the sales order automatically, no yelling at the salesperson, no emails, no tweets, or anything of that nature. Essentially, the quantity order is just 5. The delivered is linked to the sales order, which we can actually link other sales orders to this as well, or sorry, link to the task, and we can link other tasks as well, little trick. And we can see we've invoiced 0. So all linked in one place. Now, the next boring concept of accounting and invoicing, that's for another video. So thank you for joining me today, and hope you have a great rest of your day, Odudes and Odettes.